I love you. I honestly love you. Okay. I honestly love you. I should have washed my hair before we started on video. Haha! You have to take me as you get me. So, welcome everybody. Welcome to another Monday night mini medicine card reading. I am Patrick, your friendly neighborhood shaman. And we are going to do some medicine card readings. I am just getting organized as per usual. So come on in. First 6 people are going to get a 1 card reading with the medicine card deck. So if you would like a 1 card reading, you can put yes in the comments and that will put you on the list. And okay, I'm a little bit disorganized. I apologize. Oofda. Da 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 da. All right, so I'm just gonna light some. Okay, Roulette and Joe are first. Yay! Good to see you guys. All right. I think you guys are the only ones on here so far. So I'm just gonna light some sage so I can smudge my cards good. Aw, thank you for that. I actually had quite a cry earlier because Olivia Newton-John passed. Hi, Belle. Oh, cool. All right, and we're back. All right, so Jeff and Belle are on. Did you want? Let's see. Oh, so yep is yes. So you okay? Jeff, is it just for you, or does Belle want one too? And for those just coming in, welcome. Thank you for joining me. If you would like, we have 3 spots open yet. 3 people to have a 1 card reading tonight. So if you would like a 1 card reading, just all you have to do is put yes in the comments. That will put you on the list. And I'm just kind of rambling and babbling to give people a chance to realize that we are on, so we have more people. Esperanza, you are on the list. Yay, good to see you, my friend. And Valerie, all right. Two, 3, 4, 5. That's 5. And according to our counter up in the corner up here, it says we have got 5 people, so everyone gets a reading tonight so far. If anyone else comes, first come, first serve, they will get a reading as well. What I'm doing here under the camera is I'm smudging my cards. Probably like weird. I'm like, woo, woo. No idea what he's doing. All right. Oofda. All right, so welcome everybody. Welcome to our Monday night readings. If you don't know me, I am Patrick, your friendly neighborhood shaman. And I've been doing these videos for over 2 years now, since the beginning of the pandemic. And I'd like to think that I'm getting better at it, so woohoo! Thank you for joining the fun. All right. And so if you didn't know, I would appreciate it if you would share the video. The video is free. So as a suggested love donation, if you would share, okay, Deb, yeah, you can sneak Nancy in. I won't tell anybody. Nancy and Deb. So all the slots are filled. We have a full house. What was I saying? I don't remember what I was saying. Alright, so, and just so you know, starting next week, so Roulette says you should have a drinking game every time I say oofda. Man, you would be so drunk. Oh my god. Oofda. So, oh, what I was saying. Okay, I probably need a little grounding. It's Lionsgate today. I don't honestly know exactly what that means, but I know there's lions and there's gates. And actually, I do a little bit. I went to the river today to do ceremony, and a lion spirit guide that Valerie and I seem to share showed up to remind me that it was Lionsgate, and he was talking about letting the, lion is a fiery beast, king, and of the sun, and so it was like letting your inner sun burn away all the distractions, all the things that get in your way, that take your attention or take your energy away from becoming the most fulfilled, authentic person that you can possibly be. So, but I have a tendency I don't really know a lot about all the cosmic, galactic, astrological things and everything. Jefflin, you made it! Woohoo! Okay. Because because it's Lionsgate, it's 8/8, and now we have 8 people getting readings. Just for this week, don't get used to it, but I'm glad you're here, Jefflin. Didn't know if you'd make it or not. Alright, so we should get to it. We've got 8 readings to do. Woohoo! And roar! Alright. So, normally I would pull a card for everybody, but because it's Lionsgate, and I just kind of mentioned lion and what that stands for, that's kind of everybody's animal guide for the week is lion, being the majestic divine being that you are, claiming your sovereignty, letting your light shine. I also talked to Sekhmet, who is the Egyptian goddess, lion-headed goddess, and she was telling me, and so she shared with me things I needed to hear, and I am passing that on to you because you probably need to hear these things too, and that is, you underestimate your power, you underestimate your light, you underestimate your influence in the world. It's time to shine unabashedly. Let your light shine. Okay? So that is the reading for everybody, whether you're getting a card or not tonight. Let your light shine. Let your love flow like a mountain stream. All right, so first up is roulette. Let's see. Roulette, you've got, oh my God, okay. So just strap in, people. We may be here a while. Roulette, you had 3 cards. I thought I was pulling 1 card, and 3 cards jumped out. So you got Weasel in reverse, Prairie Dog in reverse, and Beaver upright. So, because we're live and there's other people here and everything, I don't want to spend too much time, but I'm trying to think of the best way to sum up. Okay, so roulette. It's time to retreat. It's time to give the hamster wheel a break. When Weasel comes up reverse, it tends to be the hamster wheel. It's like you think so quickly and you're so aware of so many things that you get caught in the hamster wheel trying to figure out what's right, which is the direction I need to go. What do I need to do? What's the best thing? What's right? What's wrong? And so the answer to this is Prairie Dog in reverse is asking you to retreat from the world for a little while. It doesn't mean you have to become a hermit. Prairie Dog is very community oriented. But Prairie Dog realizes that to be a good citizen of the community, each prairie dog has to be whole unto themselves. And so the prairie dogs in their vast prairie dog towns create chambers where the prairie dogs can go and be individually, to be alone, in solitude, to feel their own energy without the influence of anybody else's. And so those are the things being asked for. That's why these are in reverse, because those are kind of like the action of inaction that's being called for. You know, Weasel has such a high metabolism. If you've ever seen the we used to go to the zoo all the time, the Minnesota Zoo where I'm from, and we would sit and we would watch the Weasel, and he never stopped. And I swear within 10 minutes, he had covered every square inch of his enclosure. So he knew everything. He knew, he was into everything. He knew the lay of the land. He knew everything. And so that is actually a strength of yours, is to know, to be able to see. And it's about intuition, picking up things, knowing things that you shouldn't, quote unquote, know according to conventional wisdom. And so it's time to stop the wheel, find some solitude, go sit in the woods, or just wherever you go, to be alone, to be in solitude, to hear your own heartbeat. That's what's needed, because you have an important role to play. Beaver is a visionary. Beaver is given the vision to change, the drive to change, and the means to change. Okay? When Beaver pops up, it means there is some bigger project that you are a part of. There is some big vision that you are meant to take part in. And number one, you are not given that vision or the drive to do that without being given the resources to fulfill that. So if that's what is the hamster wheel, you can let go of that because you're taken care of. The universe provides everything you need to fulfill this purpose, okay? And again, this purpose, whatever this is, whatever the project is, the vision is, it's community oriented. You know, the greatest accomplishment of Beaver is the Beaver Lodge. You know, you've got this solid structure in the middle of the water, but it's rooted in the earth beneath the water, and it rises up above the water, and it's a shelter for others. In the middle of the water, water tends to mean emotions and the tumultuous world. And right in the middle of all that, the waves and the currents and the flow, you have this solid structure of stability, shelter. It's a place to come in out of the world, to where there is warmth, there is love, there is safety. That is what you are meant to be. And in order to do that, you need to take care of yourself. These guys are saying, take care of yourself. Get out of your head and into your heart so that you can better fulfill, better be there in your role for the community. Okay? And it's not, this is not some, how do I put it? Some like mission given from on high, and oh God, I must fulfill this. This is that inborn purpose, that sense of purpose that you have, the thing that you can't not do. This is about drive. It's about having a vision and having the drive to fill it. And when you have that desire, the universe gives us those desires, gives us that drive, those passions, to give us a compass to know which direction to go and what to do. So this isn't some mantle you need to put on with more responsibility. This is about fulfilling your own purpose. And by filling your purpose, you benefit the entire community. Okay? It's who you are. You already are this. It's just a matter of claiming it, of getting out of your own way, trying to figure out how you're going to make it happen, try to figure out how you're going to make all the pieces fit. It's not your job. That's the universe's part. Just stick to the vision, stick to the passion, and know that the universe will give you everything you need to get there, okay? All right, okay. Now that I've tossed the card across the room, I need to get it. Of course, it was Weasel that went the distance. Okay. And we're back. All right, so I'm glad that was helpful to that. And I'm going through similar things. Like we were at the river Saturday. I was doing pipe ceremony. I'm finishing up pipe ceremony. And all of a sudden I heard this sound. It was like this. I'm like, what is that? Where is that coming from? I look across the river, and there's a beaver on the other side of the river chewing on a branch. He was that loud that I could hear him across the river. He had to get my attention, and that was basically his message to me too, is that if you have the passion, if you have the drive to do something, the universe figures out how to make it happen. All right, Joe. Joe, you are up. Let's see who's gonna come and play with you this week. Oh, and I never finished my announcement. I apologize. I'm like all over the place tonight. So just in case someone drops off, I just wanted to announce early, and I'll repeat it again at the end, but starting next week, I'm going to go back to the original time that we were doing these. So from now on, after next week, these Monday night live videos will be at 7 o'clock Pacific time rather than 8 o'clock. I no longer have the scheduling thing that made me push it to 8. And I think it might be a little bit easier, especially for people a little that out east a bit, might be easier for others to tune in at that time too. So thank you for being with me, all those of you that have stuck with me all this time and staying up a little bit later. I thought you might like hearing that, Joplin. I know you're in Texas. All right, so for Joe. Oh, cool. Okay, Joe. You got the horse. A horse is a horse, of course, and no one can talk to a horse, of course. That is, of course, unless the horse is a famous Mr. Ed. So, what horse is power. I don't remember everything I was telling you last week, but this definitely shows how far you have come from last week. Horse is about stepping into your personal power. Horse is about expansion. Horse is about just, how do I put it? It's like horse was born to run. I know that sounds like a song. I think there's a song. But if horses don't run, they physically get sick. And so this shows that you've gained your power and you're running with it, that you're stretching your legs, that you're expanding your horizons. You know, horse was kind of the first internet in that it was horse that allowed us to go from isolated villages to bigger and bigger global communities. So he was the first internet. He opened communication and trade routes, allowed us to go beyond the horizon. And so horse, it's like, I keep hearing in my head, just wait, you haven't seen nothing yet. Horse promises expansion. It's like breaking out of that comfort zone and just running for the joy of running. It's like doing what you were born to do, like the horse being born to run. It's like finding that purpose, finding that niche where you belong, that whatever that unique place, that unique role you play in the universe. You've gotten, how do I put it? You've gotten the taste of it, and you just, nothing can hold you back now. And the thing is that when you find that, it's funny because, like what I was just saying to Roulette about those passions and stuff, once you find that passion and you go with it, like horse, spirit carries you. It's not, and I'm not saying there's no work involved or there's no challenges, but when you get your sights set on that passion, spirit steps in and carries you there, like riding the horse. It's like you're not going to get across the horizon by your own expense of energy that Spirit will carry you to make sure you have the energy to get where you're going. Okay? Good job, Joe. I don't know what you did, but whatever it was, keep doing it. All right. Jeff. My friend Jeff. I don't know if Belle is there too, or it's just you, Jeff. Okay. All right, Jeff. You got the Black Panther. Wakanda Forever. In reverse. And so Black Panther is about embracing the unknown. Black Panther comes along to remind you that there is nothing in the dark to fear. And by the dark, I mean the unknown. Like an unknown future. Awesome, Joe. Good job. We're taught from an early age that unless we are in control and unless we know exactly what's going to happen, that the world is going to go to crap, right? It's like we automatically go to worst case scenarios. But when Black Panther comes along, it's to remind you that the darkness you find yourself in right now is the womb of the cosmic mother. It is the void where all possible futures exist. And so Black Panther brings you the gift of adventure. To know that it's not just the worst case scenario, and you don't have to know what's going to happen. That's the adventure. But you know that you are divine. You know that you are guided. You know that you are protected. And so there is nothing to fear in the darkness. In fact, like Black Panther, you are the darkness. You are being rebirthed. It is not just the situations and the occurrences around you that are being born. You are being reborn as well. A whole different person is about to be born. And so you can trust the process, and like when I was in my 10-year hyper anxious panic attack phase years and years ago, I gotta show you something. I actually started praying to Davy Crockett, Saint Davy. I even made a prayer candle to him because he was my childhood hero. And when I got in those anxious spots, I didn't know what was going to happen. I was so afraid of the future. I was so afraid of making a wrong choice. I was so afraid of what was going to happen that I wouldn't be able to handle it. And so I actually would talk to Davy Crockett. I would pray to Davy Crockett. I know it sounds funny, and I would say, please, I actually wrote the prayer on here. Keep me always mindful that my life is an adventure. The unknown is a good thing because it's the blank slate by which we create our lives, by which we write the story of our lives. We are all on a hero's journey. And if we knew what was going to happen, there would be no point to living it, right? So don't let the unknown scare you. There's nothing that can arise in this world that will ever destroy you. You are eternal. And so embrace the adventure, embrace the unknown, see the unknown as an opportunity to make choices. And like I tell people, like a lot of times, if I don't know what's going to happen, or if I'm at a choice point, I can go either this way or that way. I'm usually like, okay, what's the third choice? What is the coolest thing when they make a movie of my life? What would be the coolest thing that I could do right now? What would look so cool on the big screen that I choose to do right now? And then I do that. So remember that you are the co-creator of your story. You are the co-creator of your life. It's not just something that is kind of shunted upon us by the divine. You are a co-creator. And yes, the universe is going to give you challenges, but every challenge is the opportunity to fly. It's a springboard to discover new things, to discover new strengths. There is nothing that can harm you. In fact, I was doing this meditation one time, this guided meditation, and it was in a meditation class, and our teacher took us on this thing, and we were riding a turtle, like out into the water. It was so cool. And then she's like, okay, now it's time for your turtles to turn around and come back to shore. And so apparently everyone else's turtles turned around and swam back to shore, but mine dove. It wasn't listening to the teacher. My turtle dove into the cold, dark, dark water. And the water is getting darker and darker, and I am freaking out. And then I heard the voice of Goddess, and she was like, what could possibly be here that isn't me? So I give you that. That's what I think of when I'm facing the unknown, when I'm facing the dark. It's like, what could possibly be here that isn't divine, that isn't Goddess, that isn't God? Okay? So I hope that is helpful. All right. Esperanza, you are next. Let's see. Excuse me. What animal guide is going to play with Esperanza this week? All right. I don't know, Hugh Jackman. I used to think Aiden is, what was his name? The guy that played Highlander on the TV shows. I can't remember his name now. I think it was Aiden Paul? I used to think that he would be the one who would play me. But I guess I could see Hugh Jackman. Thank you. I take that as a compliment. Oh, thank you, Roulette. All right. Excuse me. All right. Esperanza. The one that comes up for you is Fox. Also in reverse. So Fox is kind of, I think of Fox as kind of the ninja of the animal kingdom. You know, he's about seeing without being seen, observing while like fading into the wallpaper. Like globally, Fox is known as a magician, as an illusionist who can create great images and illusions, make you think he's one place when he's someplace else. Sleight of hand, they lay false trails and then backtrack so that the dogs can't find them, so the hunters can't find them. So they're very crafty. They're very, that when it comes to them, there's no thinking outside the box because there is no box. So like the crazy like a fox. And so right now that's, I think what is being asked of you is to become crazy like a fox. It doesn't mean going insane, purposeless, you know, but it means observing things from under the surface, knowing it's like because you can see the magic below the surface, like the magic that's happening behind the scenes, you have influence on what is seen, on what happens. And I think that's why, Fox is in reverse. I think they're saying it's time for you to claim that. To claim that vision of being able to see the magic, of being able to sense the patterns behind what's seen, and to be able to influence that magic without being seen, like Fox. You know, I think of Fox as they're a trickster. They're definitely in the trickster category, but Fox medicine, the way I see Fox medicine is it's like because you can see the magic. It's like you can point the magic out to someone. It's like, oh, look at that. And they look, and when they turn back to thank you, you're gone. Boosh. Like Fox, just disappear. And so they have no other choice but to take the credit themselves. It's like pointing people to the truth and then not taking the credit. Like disappearing before they can mistake the messenger for the message. Does that make sense? So claim that. And also, like I said, when Fox is upright, Fox medicine is about not being seen, observing without being seen. And sometimes when Fox comes up in reverse, it's time to allow yourself to be seen. I know that can be scary and nerve-wracking, but it's about stepping into your power. You don't have to say, look at me, but it's about stepping into your power and allowing people. I'll put it this way, you're really good at giving love, giving support, being there for others, but in order to receive that same love, all that love you give out is love that you deserve to receive. And if no one can see you, then you can't receive it. It's time to receive the love that you deserve, okay? I feel like I'm going to cry. You do so much for so many people. It's time to feel what it feels like to actually stand in one place, be seen, and receive the love that others have for you, okay? Yeah. All right. Valerie is next. I'm going to try not to break into a monkey song. All right, so Valerie. You were so welcome, Esperanza. I know, it almost made me cry too. You deserve to be loved. I love you. Okay. Valerie. Badger in reverse. So, Badger is about tenacity. In reverse, I'm just trying to feel into this. Oh, thanks, Esperanza. Okay. In reverse, it can be like if Badger medicine is out of balance, it can be like a wild goose chase. That's what's coming to me. It's that tenacity, the keep going, keep going, keep going. No matter what comes up, I'm going to keep going, I'm going to keep going, I'm going to keep going. But if you don't have your eyes on the prize, then who knows where you're going to show, where you're going to end up. Does that make sense? It's like, and I know this for myself, I am largely right-brained, and so I don't take naturally to organization, which if you've been watching these videos for any time at all, you may have noticed that I might pop in late, I come in unorganized and I have to like shuffle and gather myself on camera because I'm not organized. And so it's not, it's about, like for me, I need to make lists. If I don't make lists, I forget things, or I lose track of things, or I end up spending an hour doing something, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh crap, I was supposed to be doing that, and now I don't have any time, or now it's expired, or whatever. And so there's, okay, the words that are coming to me is productive tenacity. We can run ourselves wild in different directions, having, you know, all these different things that we need to do, that we need to take care of, that we're responsible for. But if we're not doing it productively, constructively, then we're just running ourselves ragged and not getting anything done. Does that make sense, love? So, like for me, it's like, and this is something, if you were here earlier, you heard me talking about my time at the river today, and I'm realizing that I need to actually sit down and write, set a plan, set at least the rough skeleton of a plan of, and not necessarily at first I'm going to do this, step 1, step 2, step 3, but actually writing out what it is I want, where it is I want to go, who I want to be. And then that gives me the framework to trust what unfolds from that point forward. Instead of just taking it by default, everything that happens and dealing with things as they come, which is fine, there's nothing wrong with that. I'm learning that I need to, like I was telling Jeff, I have to become an active co-creator of my story. I have to have input. I have to give input. Otherwise, my life's just going to be all over the place, which, again, there's nothing wrong with that. But Um, it's like that fine line of having a, a, a bit of scaffolding, a bit of structure upon which to put the creativity and the space for growth and the unexpected. We don't want to cage ourselves in by too much structure, but without any structure, we just kind of... So there's finding that balance so that you're not just running yourself ragged in all directions, but to have a destination, to plug into that cosmic GPS, so that once you do that, once you anchor that in, then everything you do is toward that end. And by doing that, the other thing, you start to learn the priorities of what's just a distraction and what's necessary. Okay? So I hope that helps, love. And we can talk about it more. I'll talk to you tonight. That's my fiance. So, all right. Nancy, you are next. Oh, I've been so dehydrated lately. All right. Who wants to come and be Nancy's playmate this week? Ha! You're welcome, love. Nancy, I don't know what you and Joe have been doing this week, but you got horse as well. So again, freedom. There's something that shifted that helped you gain a sense of your own personal power. I keep getting a sense of that kind of wild, untamed part of you that kind of rebels against being fenced in, and that somehow you were able to break out of whatever was binding you so that you could run free. I don't know what it is, but I keep getting the sense of being able to breathe easier, like something just totally shifted, like whatever was weighing you down has lifted. That you are now free to move around the cabin. Okay. Oh, and this was for Nancy. Well, actually, we have got a couple of Nancys, don't we? Okay, so Nancy Franklin. This was actually for Nancy, a different Nancy. But, like I say, if it fits, take it. Interesting. Oh, I'm glad that makes sense. Nancy Franklin and Nancy, other Nancy, I don't know what your last name is. Deb's Nancy. I hope that makes sense. There's definitely movement. There is definitely expansion happening. And kind of along the lines, like I was telling Jeff earlier, there's kind of a sense of adventure about Now that you've broken out of your pen, anything is possible. Like, what am I going to find? I can do anything now. And so there's just a sense of wild freedom, regaining your roots, regaining that wildness, that primal wildness, that untamedness, like Walt Whitman talks about. And yelling your barbaric yelp over the rooftops of the world. So Deb's Nancy, I hope that makes sense for you too. And now it is Deb's turn. That's so funny with two people. It didn't even occur to me that we had two people with the same names. And if it fits both of them, then that's even better. Awesome. All right, so Deb. All right, Deb, you got skunk. And I know I've done readings for you before, and I swear skunk has come up before for you. Skunk is about reputation, right? So, because when skunk's coming down the forest path, everyone knows who's coming, and they know exactly how to treat him. And I'm trying to remember, it's like, I think I've said this to you before, I don't remember, but don't be afraid to make a stink. Don't be afraid to let loose. Your reputation, who you are, a reputation is that energy around us, that energy that precedes us, so that like when you walk into the room, everyone knows who you are, they know how to treat you. And in a way, making a stink fits into, how do I put it, supports that reputation rather than taking away from it. You know, sometimes we're afraid to do things because of our reputation, and we're afraid it's going to sully our name, and people will think differently about us. But you are a person of such high integrity. Yes, let loose with those strong feelings. It's not, it's part of your integrity. And if you're holding back, how do I put this? If you're holding back, it's like you're spraying yourself in the face because you're forfeiting your own integrity in order to save someone else's feelings. And it doesn't mean you have to get up in the face and spray but to speak your truth. And that can only strengthen that integrity. You know, skunk is about congruence. It's about claiming all of your own issues, claiming your energy. You are in tune with your own energy. And by speaking your truth, you can only support that integrity, that wholeness. Not speaking your truth will compromise that integrity. Does that make sense? So go make a stink. All right, where are we? I hope that makes sense, Deb. All right, and then last but not least, my friend Jeff Lynn. I'm so glad you are out of Facebook prison. Probably didn't want me to say that, but I did offer to send a cake with a file in it. Let's see who's gonna come be Jeff Lynn's playmate this week. Ah! Awesome, I'm glad, Deb. All right, Jeff Lynn. Wow, we've got a lot of repeat cards tonight. You got Black Panther, but upright. And I know, there's been a lot of challenges in your life recently, and I know there's been a lot of uncertainty, but to me, this is a sign of how well you have handled all of those challenges, taken them in stride, and have that whole Nietzsche thing about what doesn't kill me only makes me stronger kind of thing. It's kind of like that, like, and I'm not saying it was easy. I'm not, it's like, not woohoo, but being able to see your way in the dark, realizing that you do have some say in your life, not necessarily in what happens, but in how you respond. Whether you take an opportunity to grow or you let something victimize you. So, good job. Yeah. And Black Panther is, how do I put it? She is the queen of the jungle. She is an apex predator. She doesn't need to ask permission. She doesn't have to make excuses. She doesn't have to justify herself to anyone. She is the top of the food chain. And that's you. And so you get to decide who you are going to be on the other side of every challenge that you face. And by her appearance, you're doing it. You made it. There is nothing to fear. You've been through the worst of it, and there is nothing further that can take you down. Not that there won't be other challenges or whatever, but there's a new, I don't know if understanding is the right word, because that's like, understanding is more of a mental thing, but there's more of a sense of, I guess, power, like presence, and how you relate to the world. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. That's what I'm feeling. It's like this, a knowing, rather than an understanding that comes from up here, but a knowing that comes from the heart of who you are, a better knowing of who you are and how you relate to the universe. I hope that's true. I hope that makes sense. And that is our reading for tonight. Woohoo! We did 8. Woohoo! Oh, I'm so glad that was helpful. Yay! All right, so that is 8. We did 8 tonight in an hour. Holy crap! We must have bent time or something. So thank you again for joining me. Again, remember, thank you, you guys. Oh, I appreciate it. Remember, next week we're meeting at 7 o'clock rather than 8, and it's going to stay at 7 o'clock for the foreseeable future. And I will put reminders up on Facebook and stuff. But I was on fire, huh? For the Lion Gate, I got the inner sun burn. Woohoo! Thank you, guys. So 7 o'clock Pacific time next week, next Monday, and it'll be that way for now on, for the foreseeable future, for now and forever, to infinity and beyond. And also know that I am here to support you. If you enjoyed this, if you enjoy my work, please consider setting up a personal session, personal reading, personal shamanic healing session with me. You can visit my website, perchingwolfstudios.net, and set up a session right from there. I would love to, and when you get a personal reading on your own, you get 5 whole cards all to yourself, plus possibly more. So, and it really can zoom in on what you need to know, what's going on in your life, that kind of thing. And then I also do soul retrievals and other healing, shamanic healing that seems to help people a lot. And I enjoy it immensely. I love my job. So check out my website, see what I might offer that resonates with you. What else? Tomorrow night, Tuesday nights at 7 o'clock, I do my sacred pipe ceremony. So you can join me tomorrow night at 7 for an hour-ish of the sacred pipe ceremony, which is the most sacred space that I know of. I set space and hold space for others to connect to Creator, to send our prayers and our intentions straight to Creator through the ceremony of the sacred pipe. So if that calls to you, please join me then. Also, if you enjoyed this and you are so moved, I gratefully accept any donations you might wish to make. My PayPal information is in the description under the video. So if you feel so moved, I greatly accept anything you would like to give. And thank you for those who have given so graciously in the past. I really appreciate your support. My job is to support the community that supports me. And so thank you for your support. Thank you for watching these videos, for sharing these videos, for setting up sessions with me. Like I said, I love my job. And you are a part of that. I can't do it without you. So thank you. So I guess that is it for tonight. Hope you can join me again next week. Invite your friends, share this video, and until I see you again, know that I love you, that I see you, and that I honor you. Have a wonderful week. Go shining, everybody. All right, bye.